She ran into my shelter to survive the storm, then froze at the sight of a human. Sierra Ven slammed the shelter hatch open and leveled her cutter at the Deathworlder inside. Rain lashed her scales. The wind clawed at her surveyor's cloak. She braced for the kill shot. The creature, 2 meters of muscle and blunt teeth, didn't lunge. It straightened from its crouch. Yellow eyes met hers, without blinking. "Sit," it said in broken Galstand, voice calm over the gale. "Warm up." Her trigger claw twitched. Training screamed. Asterisk Deathworld Predator. Apex Killer. Terminate. Asterisk. But her scanner pinged first. She flicked it active with her offhand. The beam swept the intruder. Asterisk Species. Unknown primate. Origin. Sol 3. Designation. Human. Threat level. Critical. Asterisk. Her frills flattened. Humans. Legends from the core worlds. Pack hunters who clawed starships from black holes. They ate their wounded and laughed. The human ignored her weapon. It slapped the hatch seals shut. Metal groaned against the storm's fury. Then it grabbed a heat brick from a crate and jammed it into the shelter's stove core. Flames whooshed to life. Heat bloomed, chasing the chill from her limbs. Sierra's cutter stayed locked on its chest. "Back away, Predator. This is neutral territory." It raised empty hands. Broad palms, 5 digits each. No claws. Name's Cal Rourke. Ship crashed 2 clicks east. "Yours?" Her translator chip glitched on the consonants. Asterisk. Rourke. Asterisk. Like a growl. She edged sideways, keeping distance. The scanner fed data. Elevated body temp. Dense bone structure. Redundant organs. Built for hell worlds. "Why help?" she demanded. Her voice modulator held steady, but her tail coiled tight. Cal tossed a thermal blanket her way. It landed at her feet, edges glowing with retained warmth. He backed to the far wall, hands visible. "Storm's got hours left. Cutter, won't cut wind." "Sit." She snatched the blanket. Fabric rasped against her scales. Coarse, human-made. No toxins registered. She wrapped it around her shoulders. Heat seeped in. Her shivers eased. The shelter shuddered. Something massive struck the outer hull. Sarah's frills spiked. Cal checked a status panel. "Outer panel's buckling. Grab that brace bar." She hesitated. Predators lured prey close. But the wind shrieked louder. Debris pinged the walls like plasma rounds. Her training kicked in. Field protocol. Secure. Position. She gripped the bar overhead. A screech of tearing alloy. The outer panel ripped free. Gale force winds exploded inward, hurling ice shards and mud. The stove flame guttered. Cal lunged past her close enough she smelled his sweat. Metallic and alive. He yanked a secondary hatch lever. The inner bulkhead slammed down, sealing them in the core chamber. Darkness fell, broken only by the stove's glow. The storm battered the barrier, like a beast in rut. Sarah's cutter hand trembled. Proximity protocols forbade this. Humans radiated times, wrongness asterisk. Too sturdy. Too calm. "You fight storms like this often?" she asked, probing for weakness. Cal wedged a support strut against the hatch. "Grew up on Titan rigs?" "Hail the size of your head. This is Tuesday." He nodded at her cutter. "That thing charged?" She glanced down. Power cell blinked low. "Enough for one shot. Save it. We're 10 clicks from the beacon ridge. Rescue pings say your team's inbound, but storm's blocking drops." Her frill ridges flushed. He knew her beacon codes? "How?" Scanner sync, standard survey freaks." He tapped his wrist unit. A faint map glowed. Their shelter blinked red, ridge in green. "We move at slack wind, or we freeze." Sierra's tail lashed. "Trust a Deathworlder?" Her people fled Sol space after first contact vids. Humans wrestling megafauna, diving atmospheres without suits. Predators, who times endured asterisk, but cold clawed deeper. Her cloak hung sodden. Hypothermia threshold loomed. She lowered the cutter a fraction. Sarah Venn, Survey Corps. You crashed alone? Freighter snag. Pods scattered. Cal rummaged a kit, pulled ration bars. He broke one, tossed half. Protein synth. No allergens. She caught it, scanned it. Clean. Bit down. Chewy. Bland. Human fuel. The shelter bucked again. A deep groan echoed through the hull. Brace! Cal shouted. The floor tilted. Syrah's claws scrabbled for purchase. She slammed into him, solid as a bulkhead. His arm shot out, pinning her to the wall. Not crushing, steadying. Wind howled through microcracks. Ice crystals stung her eyes. He held position until the shake passed, then released, stepping back. Inner seals, holding. 20 minutes to eye wall. Her pulse thrummed. Contact burned where his skin met her scales. Too warm. Too resilient. Why protect? She pressed. Your kind hunts ours in Sims. Cal snorted. Lit a chem light, clipped it to the ceiling. Soft blue illuminated his face. Scarred jaw, steady gaze. Sims lie. Never met one till you burst in shooting. Problem to solve. Stay alive. Next one's the ridge. Syrah's worldview cracked. Predators schemed. This one fixed things. Like a specialist drone, she holstered the cutter. Power too low for trust, but gestures counted. My team leads retrieval. Lieutenant Hask. He'll extract. Cal nodded. Good. He'll see the beacon, but ridge first. Thunder cracked. The stove hissed as wind infiltrated. Syrah checked her own wrist unit. Storm peak hit in 15. Their heat signature faded fast. We sync gear, she said. Linked her scanner to his map. Data flowed. Wind vectors. Terrain pings. Her survey arrays sharpened his crude plot. His eyes widened fractionally. Nice. Predictive. Drift? Core standard. Pride flickered. Aliens mastered prediction. Humans endured chaos. They worked in tandem. Cal reinforced the hatch with scavenged plates. Sarah plotted the optimal path lee of dunes. Minimal exposure. Contact came at cycle's end. Her comm crackled. Ven. Status. Hask's voice, clipped urgency. Alive. Shelter compromised. Human assets secured. Moving to ridge. Silence. Then, human? Confirm threat neutral? Affirm, she said. Cal met her gaze. She held it. Asset cooperative. Skilled in storm breach. Hask grunted. Hold position. Drop inbound at slack. Cal shook his head. Too late. Core temp dropping. We go now. Sarah relayed it. Hask barked assent. They geared up. Cal pressed a breather mask into her hands. Oxymix. Your gills clog in this slop. She fitted it. Seal perfect. Hatch groaned open. Wind slammed back. They plunged out. Linked by tether. Sarah led. Scanner probing drifts. Cal hauled rear, shielding her from gusts. His bulk broke the worst. A gust hurled a boulder-sized ice block. Sarah dove. Cal shoved her clear, taking the hit on his shoulder. He grunted. Kept moving. Blood trickled red, thick. He ignored it. Predator, she muttered. Tough, he corrected. Ridge ahead. Beacon lights pierced the murk. Hask's shuttle descended, rotors thumping. They crested the rise. Syrah signaled. The ramp dropped. Armored figures spilled out. Weapons hot. Lieutenant. Hask strode forward, visor down. His cutter swept Cal. Ven, step away from the threat. Sarah planted herself between. Stand down, Lieutenant. He's the reason we're breathing. Hask's frills flared. Human. Deathworlder. Protocol. Protocol bent in storms. Cal cut in. He raised hands, shoulder wound dripping. Hask scanned the injury, paused. You endured direct impact, Cal shrugged. The team hesitated. Sierra's tail uncoiled. Trust wasn't given. It was forged in gales. Hask waved them aboard. Move! Debrief later. As the ramp sealed, Sierra glanced at Cal. His eyes crinkled almost a smile. The storm raged on outside. Inside, something new stirred. Cal scraped his boot heel across the grated floor. A straight line bisected the cramped quarantine bay. Frost clung to the bulkhead seams. One heater hummed in the corner, its blue glow flickering against the chill. Sarah recoiled. Her frills snapped tight against her neck. What is that? Boundary. Cal straightened, keeping his hands visible. You stay your side. I stay mine. No accidents. Her tail lashed once. She clutched her scanner like a shield. The shuttle's hold had dumped them here. After scan protocols, human contact meant isolation, until decon cleared. Hask's voice crackled over the intercom earlier. Ven. Monitor the asset. Storms grounded us. Rescue windows shut till dawn. Asset. That's what they called him. Sierra's eyes, golden slits, darted to his shoulder. The ice block gash still oozed under his makeshift bandage. Red stained the gray fabric. She edged back. Surrender your tools. All of them. Cal paused. Protocol made sense. Her kind saw him as Deathworld spawn. Fine. He unclipped his multi-tool from his belt. Held it out. Too sharp for trust. Yet. Instead, he pulled the dull pry bar from his pack. She snatched it. Tested the edge with a claw. Blunt. Useless for slashing. Her frills eased a fraction. Why comply? Next problem's the cold. Cal nodded at the heater. Its output barely touched the far wall. Storm's peaking. Walls'll freeze solid by night. We fight that, not each other. Sierra gripped the bar tighter. Her training screamed. Humans kill on reflex. Predators. But this one took the hit. Shielded her. Endured. She scanned the room. One door. Sealed hatch. No windows. Shared air. One mistake. And instinct snapped. Cal turned to the tiny galley alcove. Filled a battered cup from the purifier tank. Set it on the single burner. Added disinfectant tabs from his pack. Standard field kit stuff. Watched the water bubble clear. Sarah watched every move. Her reagent strip waited in her pouch. Humans poisoned subtly. Legends from survey briefings. Steam rose. Cal killed the heat. Gripped the cup with a rag. Slid it across the line, slow and steady. Stopped at the mark. Test it. Drink if clear. She hesitated. Pulled the strip. Dipped it in. Color shifted neutral. Safe. Her tail stilled. She lifted the cup. Sipped. Warmth hit her core. No burn. No toxin haze. Cal nodded once. Turned back to his side. No gloating. Just motion. Sarah lowered the cup. He treated her fear like contaminated water. Boil it. Test it. Drink anyway. Her worldview cracked another seam. Cal rummaged his pack. Pulled wire, a tin can, and a vibration sensor scavenged shuttle scrap. Goal. Sleep without ambush. He crouched by the hatch. Tied the wire taut across the frame. Low. Linked it to the can rigged as a rattle. Sensor clipped to the seal. Any breach. It clanged. Sarah's voice cut the hum. You expect me to attack? Don't expect. Prepare. Cal tested the rig. Tugged. Can danced loud, sharp. He sat against the wall, back to bulkhead. Knees up. Eyes half-lidded. Shoulder throbbed. But rest beat collapse. She paced her side, prybar in hand. The human slumped. Vulnerable. No weapons left. No fight. Just solved the next hazard. Her frills quivered. Training said kill the predator. Evidence said trust the protector. Hours ticked. Heater whined. Frost crept inward. Sarah huddled closer to her half of the glow. Cal's breaths evened. Steady. Human normal. Her scanner confirmed earlier. No elevated threat markers. A shudder rocked the bay. Hull groaned. Storm clawed outside. Sierra jolted. Tail coiled. Shadows played tricks. Human shape lunged in her mind. Cal's eyes snapped open. No alarm. Just instinct. Aftershock. Ice shift. Hold. She froze. He didn't cross. Didn't arm. Just watched. Talk, she said. Voice low. Why save me? You're kind. We know. Cal shifted, wincing shoulder. Stranded. You had beacon. Simple math. One survives better with two. Lies. Her claws flexed. Death worlders conquer. Enslave. He snorted. Soft. Seen my ship? Crashed like yours. No fleet behind me. Sarah tested. Lieutenant Hask says humans hunt species to extinction. Hask talks. Cal met her gaze. I fix leaks. You scan rocks. Storm don't care. Silence stretched. Heater clicked off, fuel low. Cold bit deeper. Sarah shivered. Frills tucked. Her side dimmed first. Cal watched. Calculated. Reached for his jacket torn. Bloody. Extended it across the line. Hung it on the boundary mark. Use it. Or freeze. She stared. Grabbed it fast. Human scent sweat, metal, blood. Warmth lingered. She draped it. Heat seeped in. Trust flickered. Small. Dawn scraped the edges of the hatch light. Alarm finally clanged Hask's override. Door hissed open. Lieutenant Rell filled the frame. Cutter holstered, but hand near. Armored team flanked. Ven. Status. Hask's visor scanned her. Then Cal. Frills flared at the jacket. Fraternizing with the threat? Sierra stood. Jacket slipped off. She tossed it back across. Asset secured. Human capabilities confirmed. Non-hostile. Hask's gaze hardened. Protocol. Separate the predator. Cal rose slow. Hands out. Storm broke? Affirm. Hask waved techs in. Decon shuttle inbound. You restrained. Sierra stepped forward. Negative, Lieutenant. He endured impact. Shared resources. No. Aggression. Hask paused. Scanned Cal's shoulder. Wound half-clotted. No infection. Endured. Human baseline? Extraordinary, Sierra said. Her tail uncurled fully. He treats panic like a tool. Fixes it. Cal stayed silent. Let actions argue. Hask frills twitched. Reluctant. Evidence noted. Unrestrained for now. Move out. Techs swarmed. Scanners hummed. Cal grabbed his prybar back. Nodded to Sarah. She nodded back. Outside, wind died to whispers. Rescue shuttle throbbed down. Ramp dropped. But Hask lingered. Voice low to Sierra. Watch him. First contact protocols evolve slow. She glanced at Cal. Boarding ahead. His stride steady, despite the limp. Something new solidified. Not fear. Partnership. Cal hit the ramp. Felt her eyes. Turned. Home, she said. Storm scars gleamed on the ice. They lifted off together. But in the hold, Hask's comm buzzed. Fleet command. Human confirmed on grid. Quarantine all contacts. Prepare. Intercept. Sierra overheard. Tail lashed. Cal noticed. Drew an invisible line in the air. Solve it. She gripped her scanner, nodded. One heater, one room taught her. Now, species fear loomed larger. One mistake from war. The shuttle banked. Ice fell away. Trust held the line. Barely. Siraven's legs buckled. She hit the shelter floor hard. Ice crystals bit through her torn field suit. Pain exploded from her side. The gash split wide under the fabric, deep, ragged, pumping violet blood in rhythmic spurts. Her cutter hummed in her grip. She leveled it at the human. Cal Rourke crouched 3 paces away. His eyes locked on the wound. No lunge. No fangs bared. Just calm assessment. Predator. Training screamed it. Humans ripped prey apart. Took advantage. This one should strike now. Exposed. Weak. He didn't. Reached into his pack. Pulled a multi-tool. Blade flicked out. Sira's tail coiled tight. Back off. Voice rasped through pain. Cutter beam danced on his chest. Need to clamp that. Cal's tone stayed even. No advance. He sliced a strip from his own sleeve instead. Fabric parted clean. Hold still. Absurd. Henida. Quieter day. Sinstermanter. Her frills flared. Instinct yelled fire. But blood loss blurred her vision. Shelter walls pressed close, storm howling outside, sealing them in forced proximity. No escape. No backup. He edged forward. Knelt beside her. Cutter stayed locked. One twitch. And he'd burn. Cal worked fast. Pinned the suit fabric back. Exposed the gash fully 10 centimeters. Muscle deep. Pressed a clamp from his kit into the edges. Blood slowed. Then sterile tape. He stretched it taut, sealed the wound airtight. Hands steady. No tremor. Sira's breath hitched. Pain ebbed to throb. Why? Not a question. Accusation. Next problem. He rocked back, packed his tools. Blood smeared his fingers. Ignored it. Her tail uncurled an inch. Humans exploited weakness, tore throats. This one bandaged, saved. Storm rattled the shelter panels. Wind clawed seams. Rescue beacon flickered weak on her wrist unit. Miles out. Hours away if it punched through. Cal eyed her scanner. Comm work? Weak. She lowered the cutter a fraction. Tested the seal. Held. Storm jams it. He nodded. Grabbed his cracked comm unit from the corner pile. Wreckage from his crash. Prized it open with the multi-tool. Exposed circuits. Fused wires sparked. Sarah watched. Tense. One wrong move. He stripped a filament from the shelter heater. Bridged the gap. Boosted the signal amp. Beacon pulsed stronger. Green light. Steadied. Done. He snapped it shut. Handed it over. Link yours. She did. Signal spiked. Rescue ping echoed back faint. But live. Tail flicked. Functional. Good. He stood. Checked the oxygauge. Frowned. Scrubber whirred. Then sputtered. Red light blinked. Air recyclers clogged with storm grit. 2 levels crept up. Cal killed the heater. Shelter plunged colder. Frost rimed the walls. Heat or air? Sira rasped. Training kicked in, prioritize breathable. But cold sapped strength. Her wound ached deeper. Air first. He rummaged. Pulled thermal blankets. Draped one over her. Kept one for himself. Body heat scrubs better than this junk. She pulled the blanket tight. Cutter stayed in hand. Human radiated warmth like a furnace. 2 meters away. Close quarters. Storm trapped them. Hours blurred. Wind screamed peaks. Sira monitored vitals. CO2 stabilized. But chill gnawed. Her tail shivered. Cal paced. Minimal. Conserved energy. Checked seals. Reinforced a loose panel with his pry bar. Bent metal flat. Why share? She broke silence. Frills low. Predator's horde. Not a predator. He settled opposite. Back to wall. Survival tech. Fix problems. Data says otherwise. Voice. Steady. Rebuild worldview. Step by step. Humans hunt packs. Ambush. Some do. He shrugged. Shoulder wound from crash oozed fresh. Ignored it. I improvise solo. You? Surveyor. She flexed claws. Tested strength. Field specialist. Log anomalies. He nodded at the gash. Anomaly? Her frills twitched. Humor. Lethal one. Night cycle dimmed external lights. Storm eased to gusts. Beacon held. Sierra shifted. Blanket slipped. Exposed the tape seal. Intact. Your fix holds. Designed to. No boast. Fact. Trust flickered. Small. Earned. She holstered the cutter. First time. Cal noticed. Didn't comment. Pulled ration bars. Split them. Handed half. She took it. Chewed. Dense. Nutritious. Human baseline extraordinary endurance. Dawn glow pierced clouds. Wind dropped. Gauge beeped. Oxy nominal. Storm broke. Sarah rose. Leg wobble. He offered arm. She took it. Grip, firm. Outside, ice gleamed treacherous. They trudged. His limp matched hers. Prybar doubled as probe tested thin spots. Halfway to beacon point, her scanner pinged. Incoming signal. Strong. Retrieval team. Relief edged her voice. Tail straight. Cal scanned horizon. Shuttle dots multiplied. 3. Armed config. Not standard. She tensed. Frills alert. He gripped prybar tighter. Shuttles circled. Locked beacon. Lead craft dropped. Ramp hissed open. Lieutenant Haskrell strode out. Armor. Gleamed. Rifle trained. Surveyor Venn. Hask's voice barked. Frills rigid. Eyes on Cal. Threat confirmed. Human predator. Step away. Sarah held position. Arm. Linked Cal's. Negative. Lieutenant. Techs fanned. Weapons hot. Hask advanced. Scanner swept Cal. Injured. Close quarters. Violation. He endured impact. Sarah's tail curled defiant. Shared resources. Fixed my wound. Boosted beacon. Cal stayed still. Prybar, low. No threat. Hask paused. Scanned Cal's shoulder. Half clotted. No infection signs. Extraordinary. Sierra uncurled fully. Treats panic like a hazard. Solves it. Cal met Hask's gaze. Silent. Let evidence. Arg. Hask's frills twitched. Reluctant nod. Evidence noted. Unrestrained, for now. Move out. Tech swarmed. Scanners hummed. Cal reclaimed prybar. Nodded to Sierra. She nodded back. Partnership sealed. Outside, wind whispered. Rescue shuttle throbbed down. Ramp dropped. Hask lingered. Low voice to Sarah. Watch him. Protocols evolve slow. She glanced at Cal. Boarding ahead. Stride steady. Limp. Be damned. Something solidified. Not fear. Bond. Cal hit the ramp. Felt her eyes. Turned. Eyes crinkled. Next problem? Home. Storm scars gleamed on ice. They lifted off together. In the hold, Hask's comm buzzed. Fleet command. Human confirmed. Quarantine contacts. Prepare. Intercept. Sarah overheard. Tail lashed. Cal noticed. Drew an invisible line in air. Solve it. She gripped scanner. Nodded. One heater. One room taught her trust. Now species fear loomed. One mistake from war. Shuttle banked. Ice fell away. Trust held. Barely. But deeper in hold, Sarah's wound itched under tape. Cal's shoulder wept blood. Hask's scanner pinged anomaly. Human vitals spiking under stress. Not aggression. Adaptation. Tech whispered. He's regulating. Manually. Hask stiffened. What? Body overrides cold. Heat generation. Like internal furnace. Sierra's frills rose. Knew it. Shared blanket warmth, not trick. Biology. Cal caught whispers. Shrugged. Trade-off. Air over comfort. Hask eyed him. Rifle lowered fraction. Explain. Prioritize. Cal simple. Breathe first. Shuttle shuddered. Intercept vector locked. Fleet cruiser loomed on scopes. Sierra stepped forward. Lieutenant. Data log. Activated wrist unit. Played shelter. Feed collapse. Bandage. Signal boost. Her cutter trained. His hands steady. Hask reviewed. Frills flattened. Compelling. But. Command. Overrides. Sierra cut in. He saved me. Partnership. Cal unpacked medkit. Tended his own shoulder. Clamp. Tape. Efficient. Tex stared. Self-repair. No vocal distress. Hask calmed command. Request hold. Evidence. Human non-hostile. Static crackled. Delay. Intercept closed. Minutes. Sierra's tail brushed Cal's leg. Cal ripped cloth from his spare jacket. He folded it double thick. Packed carbon pads from his survival kit inside. Tied straps tight around the edges. Sarah watched. Her frills twitched. Blue skin paled against the shelter's glow. Filter masks. Cal knotted the last strap. Storm air's poison. Cuts the grit. He handed her one. Pressed it over her snout. Adjusted the fit. She hesitated. Claws flexed. Then snatched it. Strapped it on. Voice muffled. Pod bearings. North by ridge. 200 meters. Cal nodded. Grabbed the rope coil. Lead. Sierra cracked the shelter door. Wind screamed in. Whiteout swallowed them. Visibility 0. Sarah's tail lashed ahead. She probed with her scanner. Beeped directions. Left 10. Hold line. 1. Cal gripped her shoulder. Boots sank in drifts. Gale shoved. He leaned into it. 1 step. Then, another. Sarah stumbled. Wind caught her frills like sails. She veered sideways. Claws, scrabbled ice. Cal uncoiled rope. Hammered a piton into cracked rock with his multi-tool. 15 seconds. Secured the line. Clipped Sierra's harness. His own. Anchor set. He yanked the rope taut. Stay clipped. She nodded. Mask fogged. Reattached. Pressed on. Gusts built. Cal braced. Pulled slack. Sierra's scanner pinged. Pod visual. 50 meters. Lightning cracked. Thunder boomed. Static charged the air. Sarah slipped. Wind slammed her broadside. She spun. Rope snapped tight. Cal hauled. Muscles burned. Dragged her back inch by inch. Her claws gouged ice. She regained footing. Clung to him. Got you. Cal shortened the line. Breathe steady. Tail coiled around his leg. Brief. Then released. She pointed. There. Pod loomed. Twisted metal husk half buried. Hatch dented. Sarah punched code. Claws flew over panel. Servo's word. Hatch hissed open. Inside. Sparking console. She yanked a puck from the dash. Fist-sized. Blinking green. Locator. Signals fleet. Cal took it. Slid into pocket. Range. 10 clicks radius. Active now. Rope back. Cal unclipped. Retraced to anchor Piton. Lightning forked again. Struck the ridge. Plasma bolt hit rock. Piton glowed. Rope melted. Fused to slag. Cal stared. No anchor. No line. Open terrain. Stretched. White void. Sierra froze. Scanner dropped. Stranded. Regroup. Cal scanned horizon. No landmarks. Puck, active. Fleet comes. Shelter? She shook head. Mask shifted. Pod breach. No seal. Wind tore at them. Ice blinded. Cal stripped his outer jacket. Draped over her shoulders. Share heat. Frills flared. She pushed it back. You. Prioritize. He tied it down anyway. Pulled her close. Arm around waist. Move. Low ground. They staggered. Sierra's claws linked his belt. Step, matched, step. Gale peaked. Threw them down. Cal rolled. Shielded her body. Ice slashed exposed skin. She coughed. Mask held. Human. Why? Solve next. Cal hauled up. Blood trickled shoulder. Ignored it. Spotted crevasse shadow. There. Drop in. Jumped first. Rope gone. Landed hard. Turned. Caught her fall. Pulled her down. Walls sheltered. Wind muted. They huddled. Puck blinked, steady. Sierra's tail curled against him. No lash. Training says. Predators hoard warmth. Cal checked Puck signal. Strong. Not hoarding. Sharing. Frills relaxed fraction. She unpacked her own kit. Sprayed sealant on his cuts. Precise. Your blood clots fast. Adapt. He nodded thanks. Fleet ETA. Ours. Storm blocks. Scanner flickered. Cal squinted into white. Lead or wait? Lead. She stood. Claws gripped his arm. Together, they climbed out. Wind clawed. Sierra's scanner cut path. Cal cleared drifts. Pushed forward. Lightning danced. Ground shook. Another gust. Sierra slipped again. Cal lunged. Tackled her flat. Body over hers. Shielded. Pellets hammered his back. He grunted. Rolled off. She stared. Frills wide. You take hits. Problem solved. Pulled her up. Keep moving. Heat source neared. Wreckage? Ruins? Scanner beeped closer. Sarah halted. Pointed. Outcrop. Caves. They dove in. Narrow mouth. Wind blocked. Dry floor. Cal jury-rigged door. Pod panel scrap lashed with straps. Sealed tight. Inside dim. Puck glowed. Sarah. Activated emergency flare. Blue light. She peeled mask. Sniffed. Air clean. Cal did same. Exhaled. Good build. Tail brushed his hand. Intentional. You anchor. Drag. Shield. Team. He unpacked rations. Split bar. Handed half. She took it. Claws gentle. Predators don't split. Partners do. Cal chewed. Watched her. Frills settled. Storm raged outside. Puck pulsed. Signal held. Sarah leaned back. Shoulder touched his. Fleet logs humans. Ambush hunters. Solitary. Cal shrugged. Story's wrong. We build. Protect pack. Pack. She tested word. Nodded. This. Hours ticked. Wind howled. Cal dozed light. Arm stayed around her. Scanner chirped. Contacts. Inbound. Sierra bolted up. Frills alert. Rescue. Cal checked Puck. Ours. Affirm. She grinned. Fangs sharp. Lieutenant Hask. Leads. Doot flickered. Her training. Humans. Lethal. Cal noticed. Stood. She gripped scanner. Nodded. Cave door rattled. Shadows loomed outside. Voices barked. Alien tongue. Boots crunched. Hatch burst. Rifles. Swept. Lieutenant. Hask stormed in. Tall. Scaled. Rifle leveled at Cal. Human confirmed. Quarantine. Sierra stepped forward. Tail high. Stand down, Lieutenant. He's asset. Hask's frills spiked. Predator. Intel. Data. Sarah thrust wrist log. Played feed. Masks. Rope drag. Shield tackle. Saved me. 3 times. Techs piled in. Scanned Cal. Vitals spiked. Not fear. Cold override. Hask stiffened. Rifle dipped. Explain adaptation. Ron. Load. Ron. Cal unpacked medkit. Clamped his shoulder. Prioritize air. Heat. Sierra's tail brushed Cal's leg. Partnership, Lieutenant. Or lose both. Shuttle engines whined outside. Hask calmed. Hold intercept. Evidence collaborative. Static. Then, affirm. Extract. Cal met Sarah's gaze. Nodded. She smiled. First, real one. Storm broke as they boarded. Ice fell away. But deeper, Sarah's wound itched. Cal's shoulder wept. Trust held. Barely. Lightning flashed final warning. Fleet loomed. 1 spark from war. Puck secure. Bond forged. Sarah's scanner shrieked. Cal snapped awake. His arm slid from her shoulder. She bolted upright. Frills flaring wide. Rescue inbound. Lieutenant Hask's shuttle. He grabbed the puck. Checked its glow. Ours or theirs? Affirmative. Her tail lashed once. Fangs glinted in her grin. But her eyes flicked to him. Doubt shadowed them. Training, clashing with proof. Cal stood. Wind clawed at the cave mouth. Solve it. He nodded at the scanner. She gripped it tight. Nodded back. High above, engines whined. A shuttle pierced the storm clouds. It banked hard. Pinged the locator beacon. Sierra tapped her wrist comm. Broadcast code burst out. Ceasefire protocol. Hold fire. Asset secured. Drones ejected. 4 of them. Sleek ovoids, thrusters glowing blue. They dove into the gale. Sensors swept. Locked on the puck's signal. Then, on Cal. Red strobes flashed from drone housings. Hostile tag. Cal raised empty hands. Easy. Drones hummed closer. Word in circles. Stun emitters charged with electric crackle. Sierra hissed. Ceasefire acknowledged? Drones ignored her. Tightened formation. Cal waved them off. Slow arcs. No sudden moves. He dug into his pack. Pulled a flare. Standard survival chem mix. Lit it with a thumb strike. Crimson bloom erupted. He hurled it high. Arced perfect against the wind. Marked their position clear. Not threat. Pickup point. Lead drone pivoted. Emitter locked on his chest. Charge built. Sarah lunged. Stepped square between them. Negative. Stand down. Stun burst fired. Blue arc slammed her torso. She convulsed. Tail whipped. Claws scraped rock. Dropped limp. Cal cursed. Scooped her up. Hoisted her fireman carry. Light for her frame. All lean muscle and scale. Drones banked for pursuit. He bolted. Legs pumped. Dove for the rock. Overhang 20 meters downslope. Jagged shelter. Low profile. Wind tore at them. Ice pelted his back. Drones closed. Emitters whined recharge. Cal slid under the overhang. Dropped Sierra gentle against stone. She twitched. Frills limp. Vitals flickered on her wrist log. Stunned. Not lethal. He scanned the puck. Signal strong. Flare still burned topside. Drones hovered at overhang edge. Scanned. Tagged cave mouth above as secondary. Backup beacon acquired. Sierra groaned. Coughed smoke. Idiot protocol. Human. Priority neutralize. Cal pressed her shoulder. Kept her down. Breathe steady. They'll scan it out. He unpacked medkit. Hypo spray ready. Adrenaline override. Alien tuned from her samples. Jabbed her neck. She jerked. Eyes cleared, claws flexed. Drones report direct to Hask. He's protocol-bound. Engines thrummed louder. Shuttle circled. Hask's voice barked over open comm. Alien tongue. Clipped. Sarah translated fragments. Predator, confirmed. Quarantine, deploy. Cal met her gaze. Your call. Broadcast again? She tapped wrist. Ceasefire repeat. Added log dump. Survival feeds. Mask fab. Rope drag. Shield block. Human asset data. Drones hesitated. One peeled off. Relayed to shuttle. Static crackled. Hask responded. Data review. Hold position. Cal exhaled. Pulled thermal blanket. She shivered. Tail curled near his boot. Training says you're killer. Data says no. Data wins. He checked drone perimeters. 2 held vigil. Others probed cave above. Shuttle descended. Thrusters blasted ice shards. Touchdown hard on the ridge. Ramp hissed open. Boots crunched out. Hask led. Tall, scaled like Sierra but bulkier. Rifle swept. Techs flanked him. Scanners hot. They stormed the cave mouth. Rifles locked inward. Hask bellowed. Human confirmed. Quarantine protocol. Sarah tensed. Cal blocked her rise. Wait. She shoved past. Stood tall. Tail high dominance. Stand down, Lieutenant. He's asset critical. Hask's frills spiked rage. Rifle stayed on Cal. Predator species. Intel absolute. Step aside, Ven. Absolute. Take. Ender furs. Data overrides. Sarah thrust wrist log. Activated holofeed projection. Masks forged from scrap. Cal dragging her through whiteout. Shield tackle against icefall. 3 saves. Time stamped. Techs piled in behind Hask. Scanned Cal from 10 meters. Vitals pinged back. Elevated heart, not panic. Steady cortisol override. Cold competence. Hask stiffened. Rifle dipped a fraction. Explain adaptation. Predators flee stress. Cal ignored him. Unpacked full medkit. Clamped his own shoulder wound. Biofoam sealed it white. Then checked Sierra's stun burns. Applied gel pack. Cool relief. She leaned into it. Tail brushed his leg accidental. Or not. Partnership, Lieutenant. Human solved storm. Or we both die here. Hask calmed shuttle. Hold intercept teams. Evidence collaborative survival. Static hissed. Command relay. Affirm. Extract both. Log secured for analysis. Cal packed gear. Stood. Met Sarah's eyes. She smiled. Fangs less sharp this time. Real curve. Storm winds died. They boarded ramp. Ice crust cracked underfoot. Shuttle lifted. Fleet signatures blinked on Sarah's scanner horizon. Hask strapped in opposite Cal. Rifle stowed, but eyes narrow. Human. Name. Cal Rourke. He extended hand. Standard greet. Hask stared. No clasp. Protocol restricts contact. But data intrigues. Thanks for watching. And I'll see using. And I'll route for the Tenya. And I'll see using climb. Sarah sat beside Cal. Shoulder bumped his. Intrigue becomes doctrine, Lieutenant. Shuttle punched atmosphere. Gi forces pinned them. Cal's puck beeped secure. Sierra's hand hovered near his. Trust itched like her stun burns. Cal's shoulder wept blood under foam. He ignored it. Fleet loomed. Massive hulls. Drone swarms. One wrong scan. War sparked. Hask watched Cal. Frills twitched. Rethink. Sarah whispered. They see you now. Not predator. Solver. Cal nodded. Next problem. Drones docked outside. Lock sealed. But Hask's scanner pinged anomaly. Cal's medkit. Human chem signatures. Unknown potency. Hask rose. Full decon. Now. 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 Cal stood ready. Sira gripped his arm. With me. With me. Tex advanced. Restraints clicked. Not arrest. Caution. Sarah snarled. Asset. Not prisoner. Hask waved them back. Collaborative. As logged. Decon spray misted. Cal breathed even. Sira matched him. Bond. Held. But FleetCom buzzed urgent. Surface anomaly. Second crash signature. Hask's frills flared. Expand search. Cal checked Puck. Blinked. Backup signal? His plant from cave. Sarah grinned. Insurance. He tapped it off. Hask stared. Rifle hand twitched. Explain. Prioritize air. Heat. Then pickup. Cal shrugged. Aliens exchanged looks. Tech murmured. Adaptation exceeds profile. Shuttle docked main carrier. Airlock cycled. Officers waited. Scanners swept. Cal head to toe. Sarah stepped forward. Field report. Human Rourke. Survival multiplier. Lead officer nodded. Interrogate interview both. Cal followed. Sira at his side. Trust solidified in stride. But in hold, Hask pulled Sira aside. Whispered fierce. Predator risk remains. Watch him. She glanced back. Cal waited patient. Data says, trust him. Hask grunted. Data evolves. Carrier alarms whooped soft. Storm remnants birthed new front. Rescue ops extended. Cal unpacked Puck data. Shared schematics. Human storm hacks. Alien drones. Integrated. Techs clustered. Frills perked awe. Efficiency. 92% over spec. Sarah watched. Her worldview cracked wider. Humans, not monsters. Partners. Cal caught her eye. Thumb up. Simple. She mirrored it. Clumsy human gesture, perfect fit. Fleet accelerated. Away from planet. Toward core worlds. One bond sparked. War averted. For now. Hask logged final. First contact protocol. Rewrite. Human. Asset potential. But deep scan pinged. Cal's blood sample. Anomaly trace. Resilience factor unknown. Sira tensed. Cal noticed. Squeezed her shoulder. Solve it. Quote. Sira W'd. Quote. Quote intend state. Quote. Quote intend state. She nodded. Tail looped his ankle brief. Trust locked. Lightning from below flashed farewell. Cal crouched low under the overhang, mirror shard gripped tight. The drone's sensor eye glowed red, slicing through toxic gusts toward them. Sarah's tail coiled against his boot fear signal, per her earlier crash side explanation. He angled the shard. Sunlight fractured. A blinding spear lanced the lens. The drone jerked midair. Circuits whined. It spiraled upward. Sensor fried white. But frame intact. No explosion. No retaliation ping. Sira's frills flared wide. You. Neutralized without kill shot. Drone logs aggression now as malfunction. Your improvisation. Standard kit hack. Cal capped the Puck. Seen worse on Mars drills. He checked her leg twisted from impact. Swelling purple. Can you walk? She tested weight. Pain lanced. Tail drooped. Negative. Mobility compromised. He nodded once. Scooped her up, arms under knees and back. Effortless lift. Her weight, nothing to him. She stiffened. Predator strength. Carry to kill tactic. Database pinged warnings. But his grip steady. Warm. No crush. Shuttle roar cut storm. Thrusters scorched rock. Ramp dropped. 4 rifles snapped up from alien troops. Hask front. Sidearm drawn. Orc down. Now. Cal stepped forward, Sierra in arms. Rain sheeted off his shoulders. She's hurt. Airlock first. Rifles tracked him. Hask's frill ridge rose challenge crest. Drop her. Containment protocol. Sarah twisted. Stand down, Lieutenant. He carried me through core breach. Patched us both. Trust the data. Troops shifted. Whispers. Human mass. Exceeds profile. No aggression vectors. Cal kept stride even. Ramp reached. He ducked low, cleared airlock frame. Sarah's tail brushed his arm. Accidental anchor. Inside, med scanner hummed auto. He eased her onto slab. Stepped back. Hands open again. Hask blocked exit. Rifle muzzle inches from Cal's chest. Scan him. Full spectrum. Tech alien scuttled forward. Wand beeped over Cal. Anomalies. Resilience markers off chart. No weapons residue. Sarah sat up sharp. Pain meds kicked. Confirmed. Rourke multiplier. Survival enabler. Hask lowered rifle fraction. Eyes locked Cal's. Why help? Orcs raid. Not rescue. Cal shrugged. Water dripped from beard. Stranded. Storm kills equal. Solved together. He nodded at Sarah. She shared scans. Fair trade. Troops' frills perked. Our ripples. Shared? Voluntary? Shuttle lurched lift-off. Storm battered hull. Hask holstered. Breach protocol suspended. Interview en route. Cal leaned wall. Exhaust tugged him. Sierra caught his eye. Extended claw hand clumsy. Mimicked his earlier thumbs up. He mirrored. Grin cracked. Medtech fussed Sierra's leg. Fracture stable. Human thermal transfer accelerated healing. Hask watched feed. Logged quiet. But Storm Eye passed. New front brewed below lightning webs. Carrier pinged dock request. Alarms soft whooped. Cal unpacked his data puck. Linked to console. Storm hacks. Integrate your drones? Tech clustered. Frills wide. Human overrides. Efficiency spike. Sarah leaned close. Tail looped his ankle brief. Anchor. Data. Evolves. He squeezed her shoulder. Next problem. Hull groaned ascent. Lightning flashed farewell below. Rifles stayed racked. But eyes lingered on Cal. Space Orc? No. Storm Solver. Hask pulled Sierra aside as carrier loomed. Watch him still. Anomaly trace. In blood ping. She glanced back. Cal shared. Schematics. Patient. Solve it. Tail flicked affirm. Worldview rebuilt. Human. Partner. Carrier airlock cycled. Scanners swept. Officers waited. Sarah stepped forward first. Field report. Human Rourke. Survival. Multiplier. Both. This force. Lead nodded. Interview both. Cal followed. Her at side. Stride synced. In hold. Hask whispered fierce. Predator risk. I. Risk. I. She met his gaze. Data says trust. He grunted. Data evolves. Alarms whooped. Storm birthed front 2. Ops extended. Cal's hacks integrated. Drones hummed optimal. Tech's awed. 92% over spec. Sierra watched. Frills calm. Humans. Not monsters. Cal thumbed up. She mirrored. Perfect. Fleet punched coreward. Bond sparked. War averted. For now. Deep scan pinged final. Cal's resilience. Unknown factor. She tensed. He noticed. Squeezed shoulder. Solve. Tail looped ankle. Locked. Lightning faded. Stars ahead. Hask's claws scraped the interrogation table. Human. Recount your actions. Every step. From the moment you detected her signal. Cal met the lieutenant's glowing eyes. No flinch. He pulled the data puck from his pocket and slotted it into the console. Logged it real-time. Step 1. Planetary scan picked up her crash signature amid the storm front. Coordinates locked. Trek started at dawn cycle. Frills rippled across Hask's neck. Sarah stood rigid beside Cal, her tail tip brushing his boot. Silent anchor. Step 2. Cal continued. Rigged a windbreak from wreckage panels. Secured with mag clamps. Blocked 90% gust penetration. Sarah patched in after 12 hours. Hypothermic. Shared body heat under thermal foil. Hask leaned forward. You touched her? Standard protocol. Core temp stabilized in 20 minutes. Cal tapped the puck. Holologs bloomed. Vitals graphs spiking green. Step 3. Rope line bridge over the ravine. Storm surge flooded it. Carabiners. Tension knots. Pulled her across. 1 meter at a time. Sarah's frills quivered. She nodded once. Sharp. Predator efficiency, Hask muttered. His gaze flicked to her. He carried you? Cal ignored the jab. Step 4. Drone hacks. Integrated her survey bots with my nav algorithms. Boosted signal punch through interference. Storm peak hit. We hunkered. Emerged at beacon point. Your shuttle, inbound. The console beeped. Efficiency metrics glowed. Human overrides at 147% baseline. Techs in the corner hissed air through vents. One whispered, impossible yield. 2. Hask's tail lashed. Anomaly in your blood scan. Unknown resilience markers. You stay cuffed until I file formal claim. Sarah's voice cut steel. She activated her wrist pad. Surveyor Venn. Field Specialist. Invoke Protocol 47B. Protection for Survival Multiplier. Human Rourke shielded me from environmental termination. Detention voids liability. Hask froze. Officers exchanged glances. Protocol 47. Ironclad for first contact assets. Claim logged. The console chimed. Green seal stamped. Sarah's gaze locked on Cal. Tail looped his ankle. Firm. Hask exhaled. Verified. No detention. He stabbed a claw at Cal. But explain the rope line. Your logs show 0 tech assist. Cal stood. Cargo deck. Show you. The deck hummed under bootsteps. Crew clustered around the mock ravine simulator. Wide gap. Howling fans mimicking gale force. Cal uncoiled his salvaged line. Basic. Friction knots here. Anchor points, double looped. Weight distribution. Even. He clipped in. Leapt the gap. Line taut. Landed solid. Tension holds 2 tons. Practice pairs. 1 feeds. 1 pulls. Sarah volunteered first. Claws fumbled the knot. Cal knelt. Guided her grip. Twist counter. Lock it. She tested. Pulled Sarah across smooth. Frills flared triumph. Techs lined up. Grunts turned to cheers. Human method stormproof. 1 alien cross solo. Beamed. Efficiency spike. Hask watched from the edge. Arms crossed. Then stepped up. Clipped in. Crossed. Nodded. Grudging. Integrated. All crews drill this. Cal wiped sweat. Next problem solved. Alarms trilled soft. Bridge pinged. Deep space scan complete. Hask's comm buzzed. He listened. Frills flattened. Blood anomaly. Non-hostile. Resilience factor. Evolutionary edge. No quarantine. He turned to Cal. Passenger status granted. Reroute to neutral med station, Epsilon. Full eval there. Your hacks stay in our net. Crew dispersed. Shuttles prepped in the bay. Sarah lingered. You teach like hazard. Not threat. Cal shrugged. Fear's just wind. Brace and cross. Hask's voice barked from the hatch. Shuttle now. Storm nebula ahead. The shuttle sealed. Engines thrummed. Cal strapped in beside Sarah. Her scales gleamed under cabin lights. Crew racked rifles. Eyes still tracked him. Nebula loomed on the viewport. Violet lightning cracked plasma walls. Winds howled at 0. 8C. Hask gripped his console. Breach, layer, in 30. Turbulence slammed. Straps bit skin. Cal checked Sierra's harness. Tightened a notch. She met his eyes. Frills soft. Claim holds, she said. Voice low. You earned it. Hask glanced back. Data evolves. Human stays asset. Shuttle bucked. Plasma sheet rushed. Cal braced. Sierra's claw hovered. Hesitant. She extended her hand. Four-fingered, scales warm. Cal took it. Grip, firm. Lightning flashed wild. Hull groaned. Then, silence. Stars burst clear. Nebula shed behind. Sarah squeezed. Tail flicked his calf. Bond sealed. Hask's comm crackled. Med station hails. Prep for debrief. Cal released her hand slow. Smiled. Step by step, Sarah mirrored the smile, frills wide. Worldview locked. Human. Partner, crew murmured. Rifles forgotten. One tech replayed. Rope line holo. Storm solver. Shuttle arrowed coreward. Trust for